Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good afternoon. Welcome to your main newscast for today, Friday, June 2nd, 2023. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. Let's get to the news in details. The sanctity of contract principle was an excuse widely used by the PPP administration to avoid renegotiating the lopsided agreement signed with ExxonMobil. Government also said before that such a move could chase investors away. 2 weeks ago, when the oil company held a press conference, it made it clear that it would not turn its back easily on Guyana, given the vast resources discovered offshore. Now that the company essentially said there is room for changes into the deal for Guyana to get more, the government is still not prepared to go after better terms for its people. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo said that asking for a renegotiation at this point will affect the pace of the government. Will affect the pace the government has worked to, but that should be work to build to extract the resources. In other news, in its application to join the EPA and ESSO in an appeal against a High Court ruling which stipulates that the oil company provides a parent company guarantee in the event of an oil spill, the government outlined the grave losses it will suffer if the company's permit is suspended. The EPA had filed a notice of appeal against the High Court ruling that is in favor of Guyana receiving parent company guarantee from ESSO and its parent company ExxonMobil in the event of an oil spill. In its application to join the case as an interested party, attorney at law Laurel Dundas, attached to the Attorney General Chambers, explained that the state stands to lose an immeasurable amount of revenue. The government expressed concerns at what it said would be the crippling and far-reaching effects if the ruling, which was handed down by Justice Kissoon, is allowed to stand. And 4 female students have reportedly confessed to setting fire to the St. Angela's Girls' Hostel located in Karasabai Village, Region 9, during the wee hours of Thursday. The Guyana Fire Service revealed that the fire occurred between 2 hours 30 and 3 hours 15 on June 1. It was stated that around 3 hours 15, a student woke up to use the washroom when she discovered the building on fire and raised an alarm. The fire service reported that quick action by the dorm mothers and villagers resulted in all of the occupants of the building being evacuated in a safe manner. At the time of the fire, the building was occupied by 17 female students ages 11 to 16 and 2 dorms mother. In other news, notorious death row convict Mark Royden Williams, known as Smalley, and one of his accomplices who assisted him in escaping from the Mazaruni prison on May 19th, were both shot and killed on Thursday morning. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham confirmed that Williams and his accomplice, who has been identified as Odell Roberts, called Gully Side, were fatally shot during a confrontation with members of the joint services at 33 miles Bartica Pataro. Police have since remanded 6 individuals for allegedly conspiring to help Williams escape. And in some sad news, the last 11 victims of the Madhya fire were in Thursday laid arrest in the village of Maikobi, Region 8. On Wednesday, government officials witnessed the burial of 4 girls from the village of Chenapao, Region 8, and the lone boy, Adajonia Jerome of Maikobi, who was buried in Georgetown. On Tuesday, 3 of the victims from Karis Power Village were laid to rest. The sons of a man slept in a house at Zeeland on the west coast of Demerara with his decomposing body for 2 days until a strong stench led neighbors to find him dead. The dead man has been identified as 74-year-old Udit Narain. Photos depicting the body slumped over on the knee beside a toilet bowl in Narain's bathroom located on the second flat of the 2-story home. Blood was also seen dripping from his mouth. An autopsy conducted on the remains revealed that he had suffered a massive heart attack compounded by blunt trauma to the head. Despite the results, Narayan's sister, Lekwati Fernandes, and other relatives suspect foul play. Fernandes said that Narayan's neighbors recall last seen him alive on the night of Thursday, May 18th. They reportedly alleged that Narayan was seen involved in a scuffle with one of his sons that evening. He never came out of his house again, and the neighbors found that suspicious because Narayan normally woke up in the mornings to pluck chicken, which he would take to sell at a local market. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM, the radio with a difference. We will return with more news after the break. Stay with us.
This is GHK Lall inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. The owner of the lands at Hillfoot Linden Suzac Highway, where approximately 20 homes were destroyed on Wednesday, is claiming that the citizens who have taken up illegal residence there were served with notices over a year to relocate. The citizen blocked a section of the highway on Wednesday evening in an attempt to get the government to intervene. We understand that the residents returned to the Linden Highway yesterday and again burned tires and other materials, blocking the free flow of vehicular traffic. The police officers were assaulted during a standoff with the protesters on the Linden Highway. In other news, Guyana's maritime and the oil and gas sector's capacity has been boosted. A supply vessel company, G Boats, launched 2 brand new tugboats at the G Port Incorporated Wharf in Kingston, Georgetown on Wednesday. The vessels will be used to support the operations of oil and gas giant and Stabroek Block operator ExxonMobil in towing or guiding large ships, barge and FPSOs into their allotted dock spaces. The vessels Arena and Madame Kalina were decided from a competition held within the schools in Guyana. And Guyana and the Dominican Republic on Thursday signed a memorandum of understanding to deepen cooperation on energy. President of the Dominican Republic, Luis Abinadar, and his delegation of high-level government officials and members of the private sector are presently in Guyana. According to a joint statement, President Ali and the President of the Dominican Republic lauded their efforts of the ministries of foreign affairs and in the conclusion of 3 bilateral agreements and witnessed their signing of 2 memorandums of understanding, one on political consultation between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Dominican Republic, and another on energy cooperation. Notably, an air services agreement between the 2 countries was also signed. Two consulting firms have submitted bids to supervise the construction of the Jawala Secondary School in Region 7. At the recent opening of tenders, it was disclosed that C&B Associates bid $57 million, while Caribbean Engineering and Management Consultancy bid $24 million for the contract. The Ministry of Education is seeking a consultant to provide supervision services for the construction of a modern school building, complex and dormitory to house 500 students in classrooms, 400 pupils in the dormitory, and 40 teachers in the teaching headquarters. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Your page 7 of the Kaieteur News comes up after the break. Your page 7 is titled, Jack Deere is running out of excuses. First, it was sanctity of contracts. Next came the excuse that renegotiation would chase investors. Exxon itself has admitted that it will not turn away from the wealth discovered in Guyana easily, but Vice President Barrett Jagdeo has pulled another excuse from his bag: momentum. Any changes to the contract could kill the momentum, he claims. When will our nation and people enjoy the resources bequeathed to us by the Creator? Or was this blessing only intended for the oil companies, Jagdeo, and his cronies? And with that, we've come to the end of Main Newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Joshua Van Slykeman. Have a great remainder to your Friday.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 223